Hey guys, this is going to be a quick video on how to set up the Everquest zone creator just from the beginning here. There's a couple of details about it. All right, I'm going to let's see, extract all. We'll do it on the desktop here. Extract our zip file. Just a moment. Okay, so put it inside of a folder. Let's hate the hell zip file do. Okay, let's put it on desktop. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is set up your paths. Now, something to note is that this is designed to work with Blender 4.4. So if you don't have Blender 4.4, you will need to upgrade to that to use this. Okay, we'll set our Blender path. So program files for me, 4.4. Path, there we go. Our path set there. And then you can set the path to Everquest directory. And mine on the desktop, EQ projects, and EQ client. Okay. Now that you have that set, if you look in your select EQG file, this is going to give you a list of all of the zones that this program works with, and they are all version 2 zones if you notice. Okay, a couple little things to verify. It should all be inside the zip folder. I just kind of give you a rundown of the locations. So inside the Blender file, this is going to put all the Blender for all of the objects that the program extracts. Cache won't really need to do that. It's basically just to help speed up the loading process of materials and things like that. This is where your EQG files will go when they are created. Maps. This is where the map edit program is, and this has all the same things. If you're familiar with the map edit, your base, which will be your navigational mesh for server side, and then water for your regions and all that good stuff. And then models. So this is a new section I've added, and I will show this in my next video. Is basically going to be a place to house all of your models when you create them or pull them from other zones. Quell files, this is where all your Quell files will go. And scripts. So all the scripts are built into the program, so whenever you execute them, they will automatically unpack into this folder. It's basically all the Python scripts for Blender. Um, I included them in the exe, so whenever you get an update, all you will actually need to update is the EQ zone creator exe and the PDP. So if you get both those files, that will update your scripts for you. So basically, once it's installed, if you want to get an update, you will only need these two files. Okay. And then tool, this is where the A water, A zone, and the quail are located. So later, if I do a quail update, I will let everyone know, and this will need to be replaced. Okay. So that's kind of a rundown of the program. I'll real quick um, demonstrate just grabbing a zone. Let me make sure I get a clean copy. I'm going to use the arena just because it's a fairly small zone without a lot of models. So I've got a clean EverQuest copy here. Find the arena. Okay, make a copy. Go into here. And I'm going to paste that in. So there's a clean copy of the arena. And so we'll go here. Oh, I think it didn't update it. Give me just 1 second here. I'm not sure why it shows arena 2 but not 1. Strange. off the program real quick just to make sure that's okay. Yeah, I must have erased it anyway. So now you can pick your arena. Maybe I'll put a refresh option here or something. I'll think about that. Anyway, so we're going to create the quail file. And if you look here in your quail files, you will have your arena. And we're going to generate the Blender files. Oh, sorry about that. Messed up on my own program. Okay. This is where you select the zone you're actually working with, and this is if you're pulling in a new EQG. Okay. So we're going to generate the files. You can see there's no Blender files down here. And this takes just a moment. It's basically taking a pretty sizable text file. For those of you who aren't um, familiar with Quail, the way Quail works is it basically takes all of the models, like your .mods from your EQG, and creates a text file out of it that's just a readable version of the zone. And it's basically just a collection of the materials, all of their properties, the actual vertex locations, UV1, 2, your tints, and then your face properties, whether or not they're collidable or not, and so forth. Okay. So you can imagine reading all of these files and converting them over to Blender file takes a moment. Okay, that's finished. Now here you can see all of the models, and you can open these individually. So if you wanted to see the arch or something here, you can do open model in Blender. So just so you're aware, there is open model in Blender. What that does, it opens up an individual file. If you click open zone, that will open the zone. Now, the WCE files have a entry called world. Show that to you real quick. So this has all of your placement information for all of the objects in the zone, as well as the LIT values for your day-night cycle, and so if it, or dusk, anything like that, and then a list of all of your models. So this actually does the placements. So the populate terrain button uses that to place the objects into the zone. So I have that, I think I mentioned this in my last video. I have that in there so that way if you just wanted to use the terrain and do your own placements, you can. So if you were to say pull Alcabormare, you just wanted the island, but you want to place your own trees and everything, you can do that while having to remove everything that's currently there. So if we click populate terrain, that will place all of the values and apply all of the LIT values for a proper day-night cycle. I already showed this before. So that's basically how to set it up. Oh, I guess one other thing to note, that populate terrain, I currently have it set up to separate up the models so that you can actually kind of see how they're organized. Um, so we've got models, regions, lights. Okay, I think that'll do it for this video. On the next one, I'm going to cover how to store models for later use um, in a zone. Thanks. Bye.